No strip of sand in the world is more heavily patrolled than Bondi Beach. Professional lifeguards are on duty every day of the year. Backed up by volunteer lifesavers on summer weekends, not much on Bondi goes unnoticed.
I'll go get it.
The boys in blue know what's going on above water, but what happens beneath the waves is far more mysterious. Tom and Reidy have decided to learn more about Bondi's marine world with local experts Springs and Kane.
We get to see everything that happens above the water. I mean, it's going to be exciting to sort of see what goes on underneath. You know, it's a whole different world.
Every dive is unpredictable. You can come out here one day, see nothing. Next day you can see lots of stuff. Sharks, stingrays.
Is that shark?
Sorry.
If I see anything dangerous, I'll point it out to you and we'll just back away and the animal should take its own course. That's a shark. This is a big shark. That one. A big one.
I would have thought your feet going away from you like that. You were going for a big shark.
It's a little shark like Wobbegong. It's little.
All right. Woo!
Underwater, the boys experience an alien world.
Heaps of marine life, heaps of plant life. Just a whole nother world. There's been a lot of reports around the beaches lately of shark sightings, so we might get lucky or unlucky.
Just 5 kilometres from central Sydney, Bondi's marine environment is surprisingly rich and healthy.
Underwater is just so much different to what's on the surface, and you can kind of see the beauties and the dangers involved in both.
But any danger beneath the water is soon forgotten. With scores of beginner surfers, the biggest danger is other beginner surfers.
Got caught in the board. I think I might have broken it.
Irish traveller Brendan has just joined the long list of surfers wounded in action.
I was surfing and just came in on a high wave and board flipped. Smacked me in the face.
Just got to put some pressure on it till it stops bleeding.
Yeah, sure.
You want to get you straight up there and get a couple of stitches in that.
Mate, it's a good cut. You're going to have a couple of black eyes, that's for sure. Broken, Tess?
There's a fair chance it is broken.
It doesn't look too bad but there's a little bit of possible chance of a break.
Yeah, I concur with that.
I don't know how we're going to bandage you up. We're going to look like a bit of a mummy.
Deano uses his most advanced bandaging skills.
A bit like the Elephant Man, but look, it's going to do the job.
Yeah, I think he's bandaged the old head. I'd like to check, make sure he's still be able to breathe.
I just want to check, is this what you looked like before?
Jesus Christ. That's brilliant.
It's brilliant?
Yeah.
Yeah? Happy with that?
We hauled off and surfed for a little while, I guess.
He's broken his nose, but Brendan's Irish humour is still intact.
He's still smiling.
Back on the beach, falling tide and solid swell have created dangerous rips close to shore.
Guys, you're swimming right in a rip. You need to move up there on the sandbank for me.
They're so strong, even people in the shallows are having trouble keeping their feet. 6 men play with a ball close to shore. Disregarding warnings, they are just metres from a rip. As their ball drifts out of reach, they're about to discover just how strong the rip is.
Behind him's not in the best way.
As the first man gets into trouble, his friend bravely comes to help. Then another. One by one, they all become part of the problem. None can swim. In seconds, they'll be completely out of their depth. Their ball game forgotten. Now they're just trying to stay alive. Yatesy and Reidy head out. As one man is about to go under, Reidy plucks him to safety. But panic sets in.
Settle down, settle down.
Kerbox backs up. No one knows exactly how many people have drowned at Bondi, but a few seconds more, and these 6 friends, all from India, could have joined them.
We were thought that we would be able to push him, but actually we also were going to sink.
Well, mate, it was pretty heroic. Like, the one bloke obviously was gone. He's saying to his mates, and every one of them tried to go and help him, and all for a stupid soccer ball. I mean, how many people drowned from that shit?
Drowning is the most likely cause of death at Bondi. But there's another, more primal fear. Late afternoon. 2 surfers report an alarming sight.
So that's a bird, and then I seen it cutting around and cutting through the wave, sort of.
So I killed the bird.
As far as I know.
The bird flew away, but something attacked it.
The surfers are certain they saw a shark attacking a seagull. For the 15th time of summer, lifeguards clear the water.
Get everybody out of the water, please. We've had a shark sighted in this vicinity.
Behind the break, a man leisurely swims across the bay. He hasn't heard the alarm.
Sounded the alarm, cleared the water, and we just had one base swimmer about 50 metres off the beach.
I don't know if you can hear me, but just come back to shore, mate.
Early mornings and late afternoons are considered the most dangerous times for shark attacks.
We might hit that shark alarm again. Mate, to launch a ski, it'd probably be quicker.
Yeah, let's do that. I don't want to lose Reidy.
Harry doesn't want to lose you.
Safer and quicker, lifeguards launch the jet ski.
Shark, mate? Yeah, big shark in the water.
Jump on the mat.
Jump on the back of the mat. Trying to get you with the shark alarm, you couldn't hear it. Oh, I thought I might have heard something.
Positive sighting, it said for 3 metres, just out here.
Is that right?
In amongst the surface.
Just out here, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I would be out there swimming laps at Darsko.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Swimmers often forget they share the ocean with a deadly predator.
Sharks. In 3 weeks of February and March 1935, 3 young men were taken by sharks from New South Wales beaches.
But history shows sharks are no strangers to Bondi.
My dad was here when they used to catch sharks at North Bondi. That rip in that corner there was called Shark Alley, and they'd pull in tigers off the beach at North Bondi.
Each catch by these intrepid fishermen at Bondi drew crowds eager for a close-up view.
My dad had run down and they'd lasso the shark's tail, and all the crowd had pulled these big 12-foot sharks up the beach. So there has been a time where they were quite common.
Increased fishing and a netting program introduced in 1937 have reduced shark numbers, but they've never left Bondi. A few years ago, a half-ton tiger shark was caught in the nets. And more recently, Harry's had a close call with a great white, estimated at 4 metres long.
It was actually coming towards me. That's how I seen the eyes and the shape coming right in. So at any time he could have launched. He could have launched right into me hairstyle.
The only defence against sharks are a series of nets partially stretched across the bay. But they only act as a deterrent. It's impractical to completely net the beach. With so many recent shark sightings, lifeguards decide to check if any have been caught in the nets.
We played rock, scissors, paper earlier to go and check the shark nets, and Reidy lost.
not kosher.
Reidy's going to shoot himself out.
No sharks are in the net, but it's no less scary.
Nothing under there, but I saw net. No shark.
No sharks.
No sharks. Not this time.
It's all safe.
Despite their presence, there hasn't been a fatal shark attack at Bondi since 1929, when 2 people were mauled. Since the shark meshing program began in 1937, there have only been 3 attacks. Beachgoers have developed a relaxed attitude to one of man's few predators. When a massive school of salmon enter the bay, Itchy and Kobe don't hesitate to investigate. Schooling fish are common in the warm summer water.
It's unreal buzz, eh?
But the boys aren't keen to hang around. When there's small fish, big fish follow. Heading back to the beach, they come across a disturbing find.
I don't want to speculate too much.
Something large.
I don't think it was one of the salmon that's eaten this bird. It might be something a bit bigger.
Later in the season, a helicopter spots another school of fish off Bondi and makes an alarming discovery. A shark circles the fish inside the shark net. From above, it's clear, but to everyone else, it's invisible. Inexplicably, no contact is made with lifeguards or emergency services. The shark is in the surf zone, then swims directly towards a surfer. Paddling onto a wave, the surfer heads towards it. No one in Bondi is aware of the danger. Just as quickly, it swims away. Next day, the story makes the front page.
I only just saw that, Tez?
Fucking been crazy, man.
It's bullshit.
He didn't call anybody to inform us. I mean, if you see a fire, you call the ambulance. You call the fire brigade, not the ambulance. Maybe you call the ambulance. Sure. If you see a car accident, you call an ambulance. You see a shark in that situation,
they'll come in around the corner and ask questions about
pertaining to sharks. So they can come when it suits them. But yeah, it's a bit of duty of care there.
But it was an event that took place 5 kilometres away that made much bigger news.
A Navy diver is believed to have lost his hand in this morning's shark attack in Sydney Harbour.
A diver from the Navy, they were doing an exercise. Nice shark, heavy.
A diver has been mauled just a few kilometres from Bondi.
We're just glad it wasn't here.
Imagine we had a shark attack. Oh, I say that. Imagine we had a shark attack.
It's bound to happen.
With large schools of fish in the bay, grey skies, and now an attack nearby, lifeguards increase their vigilance.
Probably sharks out there all the time. It can be pretty tough to see anything out there.
At the back of the break, Danny and Bacon encounter another large school of salmon.
Remember, the birds, usually when you're in a pack like that, usually means there's a fair few fish around.
Whoa, that was a big one.
I have a look how many birds are out there.
With so many fish, there's an even chance sharks will be on the prowl, but it's impossible to tell.
There's heaps of them out there. I'd say there's a massive pack of fish out there. The seagulls are lifting now. Just Bobby Owen's famous quote that the seagulls lift when there's a shark around.
I didn't see any sharks. There was a few big splashes, but the fish were big, so they know what was making the splashes.
Lifeguards are uneasy. As the day draws to a close, Terry does a final scan of the surf. Little does he know, but in under an hour, one of these surfers will be attacked by a shark. Less than an hour after lifeguards have packed up for the day, a surfer has been attacked by a shark at Bondi Beach. The man is 33-year-old Glenn Augius, a local surfer. His left hand has nearly been severed. It's the most serious shark attack on Bondi Beach in decades. Approximately 20 surfers were in the break at South Bondi when Glenn was attacked. Some bravely rushed to his aid.
There was blood sort of boiling out of the water around him, and one of the guys saw him and said that he yelled something like shark.
A bunch of us, like about 10 of us, all just put him on a softboard and then carried him up the beach, and just waited for the ambulance. Pretty heavy.
Ambulance came. Hopefully he'll be okay.
Like these random guys come up and said, "Look, are you guys lifeguards?" And me and Troy said, "Yeah." He said someone's been attacked by a shark down at Bondi.
The North Bondi Surf Club hit the shark alarm, so I come out from dinner and headed across, and then everyone was running down saying a gentleman's been bitten by a shark.
It's been one of those summers, I think, boys, that they've been around, and with a shark attack in the harbour a couple of days ago, so it was just only a matter of time, I think.
2 French surfers were among the first to help Glenn.
Where did it actually bite him?
His hand was cut at this level, and there is just the skin who take the hand. You know, his arm, his arm was like that, and his hand was like that. And there is a big cut all around his arm. We saw all the muscles, all the bones.
Did he actually talk about the shark to you? That he didn't see it was too quick?
When you have a guy like that who lost his hand, you don't want to speak it about the shark. We just don't want to speak about it. I think he don't want to hear something about this shark because he saw this hand. And
at the beginning he saw his hand, and so we just tell him to don't look at his hand, and just look at us and just speak everything.
Within minutes, the news of a shark attack at Australia's most famous beach is beamed around the world.
Felt something hit him in the surf. He just caught a wave and he was going to paddle back out. When he realised that he had suffered some injury, he wasn't sure what the cause of the injury was. That he signalled to other surfers nearby that he needed help, and he was brought back to the beach.
I think summer's over for now, especially a lot of people are scared of sharks, and now that there's been a shark attack, hasn't been a shark attack since 80 years, so people are pretty scared.
Next morning, and Bondi is eerily quiet.
There's been a shark attack, it's real. It has happened at Bondi, believe it or not, and we're strongly recommending that they just hold off. We've been instructed to launch the jet ski, just have a look around the bay, see what we can see, prevent any bay swimmers that may not be aware of it.
Young lifeguard Bacon is given the spooky task of searching the water.
We're taking all the necessary precautions before we get those flags up to make sure the beach is safe for swimmers.
But it's impossible to know if the danger has passed. Was this a freak random event, or is it a growing pattern? Either way, some people have yet to get the message.
I got bitten by a shark last night. Just out here, South Bondi.
Boys out there just said that some poor bloke got bitten last night, so
I'm out. I didn't see anything out there. It's a really weird vibe though out there. Just to have no one out there, it's pretty eerie.
Lifeguards can't guarantee the beach is safe, but the freak event doesn't stop them from setting the flags. Astoundingly, some people still go swimming.
I just flew in this morning, so I was curious.
There was a shark attack.
Yeah. When? Last
night at about 7:30, 8 o'clock last night. We had a guy bitten by a shark out here surfing.
No one's in the water. I mean,
yeah,
that's
strange
really
that. I've never seen it like this. 8 o'clock in the morning, and there's not one guy in the water. Nothing. Absolutely no one in the water. And at 8 o'clock, I can't believe it. But that's what this is always going to do. It's in the minds of everyone to see what kind of happens over the next few days, but I hope it doesn't wreck Bondi.
Despite the attack, one local surfer braves the ocean.
You don't care at all, eh, mate? Not worried? No, I feel pretty safe at the moment. I've got the boys on the jet skis, the helicopters, so yeah, no, you've got to get back on the horse. I mean, it's one of those dangers of the ocean. You kind of, you accept it as a surfer. You have to wait.
Slowly, life on Australia's most famous beach returns to normal. Glenn Augius thanked all the surfers that came to his aid. Despite the best medical care, surgeons were unable to successfully reattach his hand.